violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Something that it will train future cops, one hopes, in lawful ways. It also trains citizens, emergency managers, and others. It's been under protest. It's called Cop City. It's been dubbed Cop City, and it's been under protest for a very long while. This last week, there was an altercation. The details are unknown. But one of the protesters of Cop City was killed in.
So this is in Atlanta, my city, okay, and you know, it's very interesting to watch what is going on here, okay? Very interesting. You have individuals who are protesting the police officers, okay? They're protesting the police because the police in Atlanta are really trying to get things together and you know, minimize the crime. But these leftists, they're still on the defund the police stuff. Bruh, y'all keep getting in my comments, oh, the defund the police thing is over. That's over. Like, that was just, you know, a reaction to the George Floyd situation. Nope, it's still here and it's still lingering. And you leftists are still out here protesting. And in this case, we have an individual who was clapped by the police for good reason. Okay, so we're going to get into this individual who was deleted by the police. And we're going to break down exactly why this individual was deleted and how this person ended up becoming a Burrito Gremlin on demon time.
Flight and was also armed. That's going to be investigated. So tensions were high in any event.
Just look at the people who are getting arrested for this. I mean, short-haired, overweight feminists. It's crazy.
To me, this is clearly violence. I understand David's point in the sense of course, there's a qualitative difference between shooting people or dragging people and violence against buildings. But people live in those buildings. People have their homes in those buildings. I think I lost you for a second. People have their homes in their buildings. There are businesses in their buildings. And
yes, the protest was absolutely violent. Okay, they're burning things in the street. They had individuals pulling up with straps. There's no other way to categorize this except for violent. And this is AntiFA. This is like all the leftists, you know, woke social justice warriors going outside and acting a damn fool.
Buildings, we don't know how this unfolds. And so the elevation of it clearly had to be stopped relatively quickly by the police, which happened. And I think it is telling that most of these people are not from Atlanta. Not even from Georgia. These organizations.
See, and this is CNN saying they're not from Georgia. They're not from Atlanta. They are being shipped in, funded by small hat individuals, Drew's crew individuals, to create chaos in our major cities, and it's got to stop. And the community is just completely oblivious to what's going on. They don't understand that these leftists are using us in order to further their agenda of lawlessness and anarchy. And they're going to get it.
Those who want to disrupt peaceful protest often come in to interrupt. So it looks like it's under control now. But the distinction between, sort of, going after cop cars or buildings really is not a distinction that is knowable in real time. You simply don't know how this will escalate, and that is why the police have to deal with it as if it were as if it's just violence. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, I think that there's a real blurring of the lines in the use of the word violence. Is property destruction violence?
Is property destruction violence? Jesus Christ, we're literally having this conversation Listen to this cuck explain why property damage is not violence. How about this? How about I go to your property and damage it? How about I throw some bricks through your window? How about I, burn your shed down? How about I go to your home and, rip up the roof shingles? How about that?
To some people, it certainly is.
To some people.
But, this idea that breaking windows or other acts of property destruction are the same as actual violence against humans it's kind of a dangerous and slippery concept. And
bruh.
I mean, look, I don't think this is a smart move. I don't think it's.
This is why we're not getting anywhere, because even the white men's balls have been taken. It's absolutely disgusting to see this dude tap dancing over calling these protests, property damage, violence. Because I'm going to tell you what, right now, if any one of them, if I was like, and I was, I was in Midtown, so not necessarily exactly where they were downtown Atlanta. But if I would have came across them and they would have tried to damage anything that I had on me, you guarantee they would have got hands and feet put all over them. A
productive move from the standpoint of the protesters, but as even the chief himself said, this is a small group. This is also within this Defend the Forest movement. There are no leaders, so people go off and do their own things. That doesn't just make them justifiable, but I do think that you keep using these words violent, and it gives the impression. I mean, the only violence or the only acts of violence against people that I saw were actually police tackling protesters.
Okay, and that's about to be debunked right now. Look, they literally were burning cop cars. Shout out to Kemp. He condemns the violence. We're going to get rid of this music. Saying rioters will be arrested and prosecuted fully. Hopefully they do, because they went in on the January 6th guys. And if they don't sweep this up real quickly, it's going to be an issue. And they're bringing this type of stuff to the city of Atlanta. No, thank you.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey. And I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe, hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all dirty with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
Tonight, the GBI releasing a picture of the gun they say Manuel Esteban Paez Teran used to shoot the Georgia State Trooper. Now,
there you have it. M&P Shield, 9mm. I mean, this is a weapon that is usually police issued as well. It's a great weapon, Smith & Wesson. So, shout out to them. I used to have one. A homeless dude jacked my car and stole my pistol, which I ended up reporting to police. I guess I'm a snitch. But if you get your gun stolen and then you don't report it, you might have in a few years the ATF knocking at your door saying you're firearm that was registered in your name is connected to a body. So you definitely want to make sure that you report any weaponry that is stolen from you, especially in Atlanta. It gets like that. The homeless dudes will run up in your whip and take anything in your vehicle, so be careful with that. But yes, you have this individual, this Burrito Gremlin, who pulled the strap at the protest, and you had the glider cuck earlier say that it was not violent.
GBI says the 9mm was found right next to Paez, and also the bullet pulled from the trooper's gunshot wound matches this gun.
So there you have it. Obviously, he was mad woke. I mean, it's so crazy because a lot of these dudes, they look like they ain't even never had no type of interaction with the police. And you're so mad that you're trying to shoot a police officer. It's crazy.
Nearby officers returned fire, killing the protester.
Good.
Now, the shootout happened Wednesday morning during a multi-agency operation to clear trespassers in that wooded area at the site of the future Atlanta Public Safety Training Center.
Since this happened, activists have been questioning the events leading up to the shooting, some even calling for violence against Metro Atlanta law enforcement.
Wow. And these individuals are terrorists, and they should be classified as such if you're calling for violence against law enforcement.
Well, we're absolutely concerned for the safety of our officers, but not only our officers.
And let's keep it a buck. In the city of Atlanta, we have a lot of black officers. So if one of these AntiFA cucks come up and pull up on a black male or female officer and knock their lights out, we gonna have a big problem in the community. And most likely the community is not gonna care because it's an officer and they're gonna say he's a coon, he's a sellout, and all this other type of stuff. But guess what? On this channel, we gonna have a big problem because these officers, male and female, which I'm not for female officers, but at the end of the day, these officers in the city of Atlanta are doing their best to keep us safe, okay? And I'm not about to allow this rhetoric of open season on our black officers in the city of Atlanta to be normalized, okay? At least on this channel, we're gonna call it out, we're gonna hold it accountable, and we are going to drive it in, okay? When one of these individuals get clapped down by the officers that they were trying to do harm to, we are going to, use these situations as a slam dunk opportunity to prove our point. Because guess what? If y'all are trying to endanger these black male and female officers in the city of Atlanta, you're going to have another thing coming. And y'all going to have to run through Genquavius for that.
Officers, the community as well.
Metro Atlanta officers are on high alert. They are also stepping up patrols around the wooded area where the training center will be built in parts of DeKalb County. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn was out in nearby neighborhoods speaking with people about their safety. He's live outside the DeKalb County Police Department. And Cody, first, what's happening around that site tonight?
Jennifer, right now, DeKalb County Police have upped their patrols in that immediate area. And all week we've heard from police, we've heard from protesters, but what about the people who live in that community, that live around this site? Well, earlier tonight, I went into a neighborhood and found a man who is remodeling a home and got his perspective as he lives just a few hundred feet from that forest.
It's hard to imagine just 2 days ago, this quiet neighborhood was flooded with law enforcement.
There was anywhere between 70, 80 squad cars all in the area.
Mark Spivey lives across the street from where a shootout went down between a multi-agency task force and a protester in an area being cleared out for a new public safety training center.
I was surprised.
Spivey moved to Atlanta 2 years ago to start renovating this home.
And I had no idea what was really going on out here.
But that soon changed, he says.
I think over the last year particularly, it was pretty steady. People were coming down here quite often.
It was shortly after Atlanta City Council.
And look, they're terrorizing black men, property owners, black entrepreneurs who are buying houses, doing rehabs. They're terrorizing these people. Y'all, bruh, and the community, like, we have so much smoke for each other, but no smoke for these people. What's going on? What is going on?
Approved the ground lease to the police foundation to build the public safety training center across from him in this wooded area.
Here, I think it's a good thing because what they're talking about is having a police academy out here. So for me, I feel like it'd be even safer to live out here.
However,
Yep. This is a black man. Shout out to this brother right here. He's got a hat from Mexico. Could he be a passport king? Could he be a passport king? This entrepreneurial Malcolm is what I call him. Mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. This is a brother who is doing his darn thing, and he's making it happen in real estate, making it happen for his life, for his family, for these AntiFA leftist protesters come out and protest against the police, which we need in the community, which we are begging for at this point in the community. At least the old guard is begging for. So no, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. And I'm just waiting for these real street N-words, these real super gremlins, these dudes who say they really about their stuff and they really, stand for black people and all this stuff. I'm waiting for them to come out against these Antifa protesters, but they won't because they're cowards.
Safer to live out here.
However, in the meantime, activists protesting the training facility who call themselves forest defenders have made themselves known.
My neighbor right here, he's no longer here. He left.
While at least one neighbor packed up, Spivey says he gets the bigger picture.
Transitions happen, okay, anywhere you live.
And instead of being run off, he's being proactive.
One of the things I did here in my house is I got a security light out front here. I petitioned everybody up on this block when I was here initially to get street lights in, and it took them about 6 months.
And he does have a great attitude. He actually applauded the DeKalb County Police Department, saying he's seen them out there quite a bit.
And DeKalb County needs the police. I've done too many stories on DeKalb County, Decatur, like for these people to protest against that. It's ridiculous.
Before Wednesday's incident, he says they're out there patrolling and they make an effort to stop and talk with all of them. He just hopes all of this can be resolved soon, peacefully, and this development can move forward for the entire area and law enforcement across Metro Atlanta.
Okay, hey, I'm Mike Register, GBI Director, and I want to give you an update on the incident this morning. The GBI and other task force members were conducting an operation in the area that several individuals were arrested for domestic terrorism a few weeks ago. During their operation this morning, law enforcement was fired upon by a subject. One law enforcement officer, a Georgia State trooper, was shot. Colonel Wright will give you an update on his condition. Of course, law enforcement returned fire in self-defense, struck the subject involved in the shooting, and he's deceased at the scene. The GBI is taking charge of the officer-involved shooting investigation.
So this is related to the Cop City protests?
Yeah, it's related. It's in the same area, the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center area. We were over there doing.
Wow. So, like I told you guys, this anti-cuck individual shot at officers and got his head rocked, as he should. And then his mama is, telling the news, oh, it shouldn't have happened. Dude, your son is a menace to society. He is a burrito gremlin on demon time.
Doing a clearing operation, and basically just to clear people out of the area. We make contact with them, get adequate ID, ask them to leave. If they comply, so be it. As we were beginning the operation this morning, just shortly after commencement of the operation, in one of the areas there, subject fired upon law enforcement, as I stated, and shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper. The other law enforcement officers returned fire in self-defense.
Now, can we talk about the condition of the state trooper right now? How's he doing?
Colonel Wright can give you an update on that.
Real quickly, when you say clearing, were people being detained? Were people being pulled out of the trees and pulled off the property?
People were being asked to leave.
And the condition of the person who was shot, what's known as that person?
You talking about the person who shot the trooper?
And the person,
the suspect.
Yes.
Do you have his ID?
We not right now. We're not going to go into that right now, into notification of next of kin. It is an active investigation, and really there's not a lot more I can tell you about what transpired.
Was there anyone else shot besides the shooter and besides the trooper? Was there anyone else shot?
Doesn't appear to be at this point.
Else detained or arrested on the scene?
Don't have that information at this point.
Clear male, female, about an age of that person?
Not going to make a comment on that at this time. It's an active investigation.
Can you talk about the condition of the trooper, and can you give your name, please?
Yes, I'm Colonel Chris Wright with the Georgia State Patrol. Our trooper is currently in surgery. He is in stable condition. We would just like to ask for everyone's thoughts and prayers for him and his family during this difficult time. We would like to ask, or I would like to just thank the SWAT team and the medics that were on scene who were able to render aid to him very quickly, and to the Department of Natural Resources who were able to help evacuate him to obtain the medical attention that he needs. Thank you.
Can you tell us the trooper's name or how long he's been with the agency?
No, it's, as the director has said, it's an active, ongoing investigation. We're still trying to notify all of his family, so we're going to hold that information right now.
And can you tell us where he was shot?
I don't know the exact location. Like, as I said, he is in surgery right now, so we'll know more once he is out of surgery.
Is he expected to make a recovery?
I don't know, ma'am. He's in surgery right now.
Can you
he is in stable condition.
And can you give us an age range, 20s, 30s, 40s?
No.
Okay. And can you say and spell your full name for us, please?
Yes, it's Chris Wright, Chris Wright.
Thank you. And your full title?
Colonel.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I could still get shot by the police. I could get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.